Can we be real for a second? Can we talk about that part of us that not everyone likes to admit? That part that wants revenge? That part that of us that also says they don't just get to walk away after what they did to us? Hello and welcome to Gracefully Growing. In today's video, we're going to be talking about revenge and how I used and how this guide, giving you guidelines on how this helped me, learning from my experiences on wanting revenge and how to stop that desire of wanting revenge. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and comment down below any of your tips, any of your guidelines that has helped you as well. I'm happy to learn as well and to know more. If you want more videos like this, do leave in the comments down below and let us get started. I get it, I truly do, but wanting revenge doesn't make us a bad person. It doesn't at all. But it's just simply us admitting to ourselves that we were deeply hurt, and it is our mind trying to balance that out. Because I've realized wanting revenge can only give us that small moment of satisfaction or that small little chance of hope. But instead, we're not realizing that it's keeping us tied to the situation and to the people energetically, emotionally, and spiritually as well. Let's be honest, if we are keeping them in our lives like that, they don't deserve that kind of space, because it's us actually realizing that when you realize you stop wanting revenge, it is you saying that you are not going to allow the pain in your life or the pain that you're feeling right now to be a part of your personality or a part of your life. But it is simply you saying, I'm going to let God handle what I don't need to carry anymore. I have finally realized that wanting revenge can actually not heal our wounds. It cannot heal your wound at all. It is something that I learned in myself and something that I've been affirming to myself ever since the day I stopped wanting revenge and started actually seeking that help and that healing, was let your silence be the loudest thing that they hear. I was in a journey as well not so long time ago where I was learning as well how to stop wanting revenge, because let's just be honest, you know that little part of you that wants to glow up, look good and feel good as well, but then start posting and then start gaining that confidence and then start showing them this is what they lost. Right? I mean, we're so obsessive. We're hitting the gym every single day. We're getting so obsessive with proving them wrong, showing them what they lost, that we start occupying our minds with wanting that revenge so much. We occupying our minds with constantly being obsessed over them and the situation, where we're gonna keep you, I'm gonna keep you in my mind 24/7 because I'm gonna show you and I want to keep you in my life and I want to show you how much I can glow up and I can look better, that I don't need you in my life. That is that almost that being obsessed with a person and a situation where you're constantly wanting to prove yourself and getting that validation and that affection or attention from them is actually you hurting yourself even more, because it's you keeping yourself so latched onto the situation that it's going to take you longer to get out of and it's going to take you longer to heal. The sooner you realize that you wanting revenge on this person or wanting revenge is actually you hurting yourself and obsessing yourself over the situation. It is actually you saying to yourself, I'm gonna show you what you lost. And that I don't need your happiness. But you holding on to that validation of seeking that attention, and I've been there. I have constantly wanted to glow up and work so hard on myself to make myself prove to myself and make you understand that you really hurt me, but I'm gonna glow up and I'm gonna show you that you. I realized revenge was me obsessing over that person and that situation, giving them that time, giving it the energy and the attention that it did not want. It feels almost as if I was losing myself just to prove a point, just to say that, listen, I'm going to show you of me. I wanted to work so hard on that revenge that was actually making me more obsessive over the situation and the person. And it was actually me thinking that I'm going to get happiness and joy if I just happen to prove to you one day that I can do better, that you lost me and that I can heal and that I can glow up and show you that you don't have space in my life anymore, that you lost, it's your mistake. It is your loss because you did this to me. I then also finally realized that I was making myself and using revenge as an excuse to keep the person and situation in my life and lingering in my life, that is reopening the wound over and over again, and I'm not actually allowing that wound to heal. I'm not taking that time to actually fully step back and heal myself. And that is when I realized I was using this as a coping mechanism to keep this person in my life and keeping myself sustained and happy. If I needed that short moment of satisfaction, I just think of it as I'm gonna take revenge. But it's only giving us that short moment of satisfaction. What about all that times when you are feeling that pain and you are struggling and you're dealing with this actually in the physical and in the real time, but then you think about that moment of satisfaction where you're making yourself hurt more, you're making yourself suffer more. And that is what I had to deal with as well, when I finally came to terms with the fact that this person's never ever going to come back into your life. This person, maybe they might not, but they were never going to come back into my life. So why am I wasting time on trying to prove a point so much that that opportunity to prove that point might never come across? You may never come across that opportunity. And was all the signs by me wanting to take revenge was there, and was me realizing I need to let this go, because I'm just harming myself more than I'm actually healing myself. Because you're gonna I used to be in that heavy doubtful state of mind constantly. I would never want to work out or go to the gym. When I only wanted to gym was when I got it, that spurge of satisfaction and that motivation, or that little glimmer of hope, thinking, okay, I'm here to prove a point. I'm doing this because I want to show you what you lost. I'm here because I want to show you that you don't deserve me. I know my self-worth. And that is the wrong idea to go about it. It's you going to the gym only to show them what they lost, but never for yourself. And that's where the self-worth and the self-love was lacking within myself, because I should have given myself more of that self-worth and self-love in those moments than just wanting revenge. I've explained and gone through details of my experiences and what revenge actually is like and what it can do to us, and realizing that it can actually harm us more than do good. I want to give you some guideline tips that has helped me with getting over revenge and stop wanting that revenge, and this is the guide. Number one, I want you to write a letter. Writing a letter, I know that it's spoken about a lot and it's mentioned, but writing a letter actually does help. In that letter, you're mentioning everything and releasing every emotion and frustration that you're feeling about the person and about the situation, but not sending it to them or giving it to them, but it is you releasing and letting go of all that emotions. And as you write the letter, you can do this. There's a practice that I also heard of, burning the letter, but that works if you are more comfortable with that. But I just tore the letter up, and as I tore it up, I released that emotions. That writing a letter is a form of you letting everything go, but suppressing and admitting to yourself that how you actually feeling, instead of putting on this brave face. It's you being real with yourself in that moment, giving yourself that validation to say, this is how I'm feeling and I need to fix this. I want to heal this. And it is you sitting alone with yourself and finally being honest with yourself. And I think that is where the self-love comes in as well. Step number 2 is mindset shift. I want you to start thinking of it as them losing access to you in their life. You have no longer space for them realizing, and eventually you realizing it, that they don't deserve you and that they are losing access to you. If I have learned anything, is that I've learned, if you are so focused on wanting revenge and so focused on trying to prove a point, what if you were actually getting in the way and you're obsessing over it, giving you your time and your energy to it? What if you were actually getting in the way of them actually needing to learn their lesson in that situation, or them needing to learn their mistake or their lesson in that moment? What if you were actually stepping or getting in the way? 3 is, I want you to start working out. Now, I don't mean this to continue with that revenge glow up, but think of it as using that emotions that you're feeling, and that anger and that pent up frustration that you're feeling, as fuel to do better for yourself, not for them, not for the situation, but for yourself. It is the most self-loving thing that you can do to yourself, and that is what I've learned. I was all When I started using all of that emotions and releasing it whenever I was gymming, it helped me understand more that I'm doing this for myself, to strengthen my body and take care of myself, more than just trying to prove a point to someone that is no longer in your life, that is not even bothered about where you are or what you're doing with your life right now. And it is you being real with yourself and saying, I'm doing this for me. Step number 4 is start journaling. Journaling will help you so many times, and I think that it's not being spoken about enough about how important journaling is. Journaling in those moments, especially when you feel like you need that validation from the situation or that attention from it, is you actually going to take a journal, a notepad, and writing everything out that you're feeling. It is allowing you to only get that validation from yourself and admitting to yourself and being honest with yourself. Because I think honesty and being honest with yourself in in moments like that is allowing you and showing you how much you love yourself and how much you care for yourself, how much work you actually willing to put in to better yourself and do better and become better for yourself. And it is a way of releasing the emotions and actually you paying attention to the patterns of your emotions. Whether some days you're feeling sad, some days you're feeling angry, some days you're feeling frustrated, and some days where you're actually feeling good. Because if you look back at it in a few years from now, or in a few months, you're gonna look back at it and say, I was there for myself in the toughest moments, in the good and in the bad. And it's going to give you that reminder to never doubt yourself or lack self-worth. And finally, start finding hobbies and doing some detoxing, because finding a hobby is just going to help you, show you more of how much you love yourself and how much you need to spend more time with yourself. That could be as simple as painting, going on solo dates, solo trips, doing this for yourself to actually show yourself how much you love yourself in that grieving times, in that difficult times. Detoxing, I mean fully detoxing. That means blocking them, deleting their numbers, deleting anything that is related to them on your phone, that because they're no longer in your life. So why waste up space? So detoxing and finding a hobby is going to really help you take your mind off of things, but also show yourself that you are not giving yourself or feeding your minds or your energy or your attention on it, but feeding it on yourself and for yourself. It is you taking the time to say that I'm not going to be retelling this story over and over again, because I'm so tired of it. I'm tired of reopening that wound, because I need this wound to fully heal, and I'm going to close this story and close this chapter, because I'm not making this a part of my life. I'm not making this seem like it's the end of my story, but it's just the beginning of something that is going to become more beautiful later on in your life. Detoxing is going to allow you to fill yourself with empowerments and things that's going to strengthen you and fill your cup daily. That could be as simple as listening to podcasts, doing meditations, spending time with God, to understand who you are in God and how much God can heal you and how much He can help you. It is you even taking the times to sit back and spend solo times with yourself, whether it be on a date, whether it be coloring and painting, going on picnics, etc. The list goes on, but it's about reminding yourself and showing yourself that in the times when it's difficult, I'm there for myself. And it is going to raise your value and self-worth so much, because you're going to remind yourself and show yourself how much I'm spending time with myself. There's no one else that is there with me when I'm going through the worst, but it's me, myself, and I in that moment, working through it and actually healing through it. Now that we've gone through some tips and guidelines to help you get over that wanting that revenge, I want to leave you with some affirmations that will just help you and remind you that you can say to yourself daily, that I also said to myself multiple times. Not, it can never be out, it doesn't have to be out loud, it could just be in your mind, just to remind yourself. Affirmation number 1: is I am not what they did to me, but I choose who I am to become after it. Number 2, I see what I've been through, but I choose to rise. And starting these affirmations is not going to make you seem weak, but it's just going to empower you more and strengthen you more in those moments, especially those moments that's going to come where you feel like giving up on it or losing hope on it or feeling really down. These affirmations will remind you and help you constantly. If there's one thing I want to also leave you with, is trust God and let Him take control, because I always used to think I could do it on my own, but I needed Him more than ever before, especially in that times. It was me allowing God to take the wheel and Him saying to me that I don't need to be carrying this, that I don't need to handle something that I should not be carrying my whole life. I should actually be letting it go and leaving it and knowing and trusting that I'm going to build the peace and happiness that I deserve from there onwards. Finally, guys, we have reached the end of this video. I hope you did enjoy this video. Please let me know in the comments down below what you guys think, your thoughts, your feelings, if you did need this little reminder, because I know I think I definitely needed it and it has helped me the same way it will help you. Please leave in the comments down below. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Leave in the comments what you think about this video and if there's any more tips and tricks that you want to learn from me, and I will see you in the next one.